So we've gone through the most wishlisted upcoming Steam games and picked some of our favourites. So, Josh, what are you going with first?
Blight Survival, which you can see on screen here.
I love the look of this game. It looks so good.
It looks brutal. It looks visceral. It takes place in a medieval-style world where the Blight has taken over. It's almost like a Last of Us style.
Zombies.
Zombies. It's the Last of Us style infection.
Which we haven't seen before, really. Again, you always think...
In a medieval setting.
Yeah, that's true. We've got, was it, God Save Birmingham?
God Save Birmingham, yeah. The intricacies of all of the gameplay look really interesting. The looting mechanics. It also has an extraction element.
What?
Yeah.
Get towards the chopper!
It's really interesting. Presumably, the gameplay will involve going into areas, taking what you can, resources, loot, etc.,
and then
going back out to a hub area.
I just want a little group of horses that are like tied up, and if you don't get to them quick enough, the zombies like take them out or something, and you just get on the horse and like yeet it.
And then you suddenly realize it's a zombie horse.
So does that also mean that if it's got an extraction element, is it multiplayer? That kind of.
You can play it solo. But you can also play it with 3 other people, up to 4 players.
It does also look like, from what we've seen with like when the character uses like the bow and arrow, it's not like lock on. There is like this game is going to be hard. It is going along the realism element more.
All of the footage that we've seen of it looks like the actual kills look really brutal and violent. It looks difficult. It looks like enemies can do a lot of damage to you very easily, even with your armor on. On the combat, it does have an analog to Kingdom Come Deliverance, those games, where it's got the directional combat. If you remember from those games, you can kind of choose which way you swing your sword. This is also present in this game.
Okay, cool.
Which, Kingdom Come Deliverance with zombies and extraction elements.
Tick. Yeah.
What could be better? We currently don't know when it's going to come out, but they've said they're going to announce the release date early this year, quote unquote.
Okay, cool. So fingers crossed this year.
At the moment, it's only going to be on PC.
Okay,
fine. But if it's successful, who knows?
Also, when it looks like this, it may be only higher end PCs can run it, but there is a reason why it's on high up on the Steam wish lists, because it just ticks so many boxes.
Absolutely.
So my next one that I've picked from high up on the Steam wish list is Deadlock. Okay, so Deadlock is a weird one. This is the second most wishlisted game on Steam's wishlist. It doesn't have an official trailer. This is not official. This is from IGN's capture. Thanks, IGN. Love your work. And on Steam's own page, there are only 6 images for it. Yet, it is the second most wishlisted according to Steam. Why? The reason everybody is so hyped for this game is that it's been made by Valve themselves, who own Steam and obviously made Half-Life, Team Fortress, Counter-Strike. So they know how to make a good game. But also, crucially, they are under no pressure to release this until it is really, really good.
I think it's also really interesting that they didn't want to reveal this game. It got leaked. And people sort of almost hacked their way into playing the game and getting onto the
Which is the other reason that I think it's high up on the Steam wishlist, is because you kind of can play this game already. And I think people are really like thinking there might be a shadow drop. So it got leaked. Basically, there was journalists playing it and a few playtesters outside of Valve playing it, and it got leaked. Primarily because I think it was really good. I think people were just like, this is a really good game. And the other reason it got leaked, it's the way you make it the hottest ticket in town, is it's invite only, which we haven't massively had in game. There's been a few games that have done it, but
it's usually only for like pre-release purposes that you see invite only stuff. But this seems like a pretty far through development game from what we've seen so far.
And there's been a lot of people reporting on it, because once you get in, a lot of people have been able to stay in and keep playing. And as you can see from this, this does look like a finished game. Obviously, there are going to be some parts a bit rough, but it plays really, really, really well. But again, it's an invite only. So if somebody else is in, they can invite you in. So there are lots of people playing it. This is how IGN have got this footage, and there is loads of footage out there. But Steam and Valve themselves have not put anything up on the store or anything like that. That's why everyone's really interested in it.
So fascinating. I mean, everything about it is fascinating. Not just the fact it was leaked and it's invite only. Valve making a hero shooter, no one could have guessed that they would do that.
But the other thing about it is it's a 6v6 third-person hero shooter MOBA. So there are lanes. So that's the other thing.
You can see them on the map a little bit.
Yeah. So basically, you get to control different heroes. You destroy enemy structures called guardians or walkers to win, and it revolves around farming. The gameplay revolves around farming like souls, upgrading shops to increase your power, taking over lanes, various other things. Nothing that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
But how many times have we seen a game just nail a format and nail the mechanics of it, and it just feels great?
And Valve have that pedigree. Like, people trust Valve to make this. So I think that's why it's so high on the wish list, because it's Valve.
Yeah. So Deadlock, there is no official release date, but rumors point to sometime in 2026. But honestly, like we said, Valve, they are not going to release this unless it is ready. Which, good news, bad news. Good news, when it does come out, it will probably be fantastic. Bad news, they could just wait as long as they want to.
They really could.
Platforms, Steam, obviously. Price, no idea. But due to it being a MOBA,
Could be free.
Or cheaper.
So
there's, and it's also Valve who just print money at the moment. So there is this thing where, fingers crossed, it's free.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? If it is free, then there'll probably be some deep monetization. Let's see those skins.
But again, that's fine. I don't mind that. Because if I have a character, if I have my main that I really, there's a skin that drops, I don't mind spending a couple of quid on it.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you look at games like Overwatch or even Fortnite, like, you don't have to, it doesn't give you a gameplay advantage to spend money.
No, exactly.
It's just nice.
No, gameplay advantage is looking cool, my friend.
Well, that's true.
Speaking of cool games, what's your next one?
Well, actually, I wanted to include another Valve thing.
No, you're not allowed. Don't say it. I told you no.
The Steam frame and the Steam machine.
Because technically it's on Steam's upcoming...
It is on the wishlist
Technically it is up on the wishlist, even though they're not games. So I vetoed it.
Yeah.
But yes, you're very excited for both of those,
I'm very excited for both. I'm just so fascinated, especially during the RAM crisis. What's the Steam machine going to look like? What's it going to be priced at? And the Steam frame, a VR headset that is focused mostly on playing non-VR games. It's just interesting, if you ask me. Anyway, the actual thing that I've chosen for this
an actual game on the Steam wishlist is...
I can see the look you were giving me. And
Shut up. It's not a game, it's not a game.
I chose Witchbrook.
Ooh.
This looks super great. Like in the game, you move to Mossport to attend Witchbrook Academy, so you can learn magic, spells, and potion brewing. But you also live in the town of Mossport, the surrounding town.
So good. It looks like a nice, cozy, positive Harry Potter, which I think we all need right now.
We need a non-Harry Potter
Harry Potter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. With
everything
mopeds?
You want.
What?
Yeah, from what I can tell, before you've learned to do spells or learn to write a book, you have non-magical ways of doing things.
Oh, so we'll start off like kind of like Stardew 2.0, but then you start learning magic, and you're like, drop the moped, get me that broom.
Which is, I think that's going to be the difference between the town of Mossport and then Witchbrook Academy.
Okay.
So if you spend more time in Mossport, you can open a shop.
Hey?
You can live in like a house or something.
No,
you can open
so
a shop,
tempting.
but you can also go to Witchbrook and you can learn magic. You can learn spells, potions. You can fly a broom, and you can kind of live.
Very good.
And the best part, co-op. You can play the whole game through in co-op with up to 4 players.
With your friend or with your partner, you could both be on your like Steam Decks. Or like one of you could be on your Steam Deck, one of you be on the PC and running around.
And
that's so cool.
What's more, one of the worst things about Stardew Valley is that you both have to be on the same screen. You both have to be. I have a lot of hot takes about Stardew. Don't get me started.
Josh's personal blog about
Stardew Valley is the most. I don't know why people call it a cozy game. It's the most stressful game I've ever played in my life. There's so much to manage.
It's more about your playstyle than anything else.
Well, true. When someone told me that, like, when I was playing that game, and for the first time I went to someone and they were like, "You didn't come to my birthday," and I was like, "I have to do. You're gonna get angry at me if I don't do that? What do you mean?
Anyway. I have to harvest. How dare you?
I've got a job."
Yeah, to be fair, they don't really do that in Animal Crossing. I mean, you get a bit of shade.
In the older Animal Crossings,
they do.
The animals were just mean to you all the time. So
there's a consistent level of mean.
But yeah, the co-op in this one, you can be anywhere in the map.
Yeah.
As far away as you want, and you can come together again. So you can have one person who's learning transfiguration up in the school, and you can have another person who's running a cafe down in the.
I also love the idea of like playing this at night, like on your PC at home, and then just like taking your Steam Deck into work, whatever, and then continuing on the game at lunchtime with like some friends or somebody else playing it. Like
it'll be excellent.
It's so good.
It'll be.
It's not. It looks more like a Nintendo game. It's obviously coming out on Nintendo. But yeah, it's on Steam as well. That's so good. I love the fact
It's
that
great.
it's coming to Steam as well.
It's really good, and especially in the era of devices like the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally.
I totally understand why this is up on the high on the wish list.
The bad news about Witchbrook is that we do not know the release date yet. It is supposed to release this year, but it is also supposed to release last year and maybe even the year before. The expectations are high,
yes,
and they might be able to actually meet them.
Yeah, it looks so good. Okay, so we are going from a quite cozy game, quite nice and relaxing, to a very uncozy game in Unrecord.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Okay, so this is the game that went viral a few years ago, racking up millions of views, and everyone was arguing if it's actually real or if it's a game, because like there were only 2 guys behind it when this came out, and you just look at this and you just go, no, somebody just strapped a GoPro to their chest.
The movement is so crazy. Just the way that the camera shakes and the way you lean around corners, it feels so legit.
So everyone was arguing. There was definitely a lot of camps of like, it's not real, it's all just fake footage, whatever. And fast forward a few years, and there's basically been silence, which does not help for fueling the rumors that this game never existed.
Yeah.
Basically, the developers tweeted out once every 6 months going, we're still working on it, and then that was it. Like, no other platforms, nothing.
But on the other hand, I assume that making a game that looks like this for 2 guys probably is quite time-consuming.
Yes, totally understandable. But it's amazing that 2 guys did it. Like, it is incredible. It just looked like there was a lot that had already been done, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like, this looks like something you can play.
It looked like there might be a demo available.
Yeah.
And so basically, no news for years, literal years, like up until December of 2025, when it was announced that they've actually got money to start working on the game.
Oh.
So they're not.
Okay.
So they're not actually working. They obviously have been working on the game.
So was this more of a proof of concept?
I don't
This is something
know.
we're working on.
What they've basically announced in December was that they've now hired 10 people or 10 other people to help make the game, and they've got finance behind it to actually start making it. What is slightly disconcerting and worrying is the fact that it took them 2 years or so to basically hire a bunch of people and get finance for it, which is slightly worrying.
Yeah.
Apparently, the people who financed it have actually played the game, so there is a playable vertical slice or a playable section of it to show how good it is, because that's why the money was invested in it. But annoyingly, this game that everybody thought didn't really exist has been worked on, but the only update is that, now we're going to start working on it. Now we've got money and now we've got people to start working on it. So, unfortunately, I really want this to be real, and I think it is real. The only problem is
it will be real.
We're just going to have... Exactly, it will be real. And we're just going to have to wait for it to be real. It's one of the highest wishlisted games, because when it blew up, my God, did it blow up. And the reason that it's high up on the wish list is because it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks different, it looks amazing, but a good point that you mentioned to me the other day in the office was when this blew up, everybody started making games like this.
Yeah, there are a lot of games like this.
Yeah, there are already games out there like this. If you like this kind of game, there are games that you can go and play like this.
But the argument could be made that none of them look as legit as this. Like, this looks like body cam footage. They've clearly got something going on where, almost it's kind of old-fashioned now, but when you look around, the gun moves first and your eyes move second, and that really helps to add to that feeling of you're looking through a camera that's not the person's head, it's a separate entity.
It looks amazing. Fingers crossed it exists. Release date? I don't know. Maybe the same time as GTA 7.
Yeah,
platforms.
If they're only really starting development on it now, let's call that 2029.
Yeah. I think because also how good it looks. I think for like the PlayStation 7.
Sure.
GTA 7 and PlayStation 7 is probably when this come out. Price? I don't know. With the way inflation in the world is going, $1 million.
If it released today, £15. If it releases in 2029, $1 million.
$1 million.
Because that's the equivalent.
Honestly, there is so little that we know about this at the moment that huge question marks over everything. But cross them fingies. Right, what's your next one?
My next game is a game that I'm super excited for, but that we know so very little about.
Hey, there's more gameplay of it than this.
I actually don't think that's
true.
true.
Do you not think so?
Light No Fire from Hello Games, creators of No Man's Sky. I have put an inordinate amount of time into No Man's Sky.
Too much.
My current save, that
you're gonna out yourself here.
has almost 300 hours. And that doesn't count the original console I played on.
And you haven't left your first
PS4.
planet yet.
And
Josh is like, you can fly?
Wait, there's a ship? What?
Yeah.
I thought that was just for decoration. There is a big difference between No Man's Sky and this. There are a lot of things that look similar to No Man's Sky.
It's just like clearly the same engines, back end.
The characters
There's dragons.
are clearly using the same.
There's probably dragons in No Man's Sky.
There are dragons in No Man's Sky. But the big difference is that instead of traveling to infinite explorable worlds,
yes,
you have a world that is the scale of the real life
our
Earth.
world.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. That's gonna be a long walk.
Everyone can explore.
Or a long fly on the dragon. That's amazing. I think that I do think that this is much more likely to come out sooner than Unrecord, which you mentioned earlier.
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a surprise release of this at some point this year, because they've been super silent. This was announced, and it has been radio silent since.
This is it, because this trailer is about 2 minutes long.
Yep.
And there's nothing else, is there?
This is it. But look at how much there is here. And I think Hello Games at this point, there is no way in hell that they would risk having a launch similar to No Man's Sky's initial launch.
I think we've talked to some of the devs when you've seen interviews on live. They are quite like the higher ups as well, are like traumatized about it, and you can see that they do not want. So it's like, it wouldn't surprise me if they just shadow drop this, because they're just like, when it is done when it is done.
They're probably very afraid. But there is a lot of really cool looking stuff in here. There's
amazing.
a lot of stuff that looks like good world building, castles and giant creatures.
So it's basically like a fantasy world. So you got magic, you've got like cute little villages,
you can build
dragons,
like a little
swords,
stone wooden house, a little shack.
Yeah.
You can play. The races look crazy. Some of the races that you can see in this, there's like orc type creatures,
bunny rabbits,
rabbit people, like reptilian.
But again, it's this lovely thing like with No Man's Sky. They didn't obviously. Have they got little baby skeletons?
Baby skeletons.
They've taken what we know about a genre. They're like alien planets and life forms and stuff, and just taking it to another level. We're like, oh, I didn't even think of that. That's genius. That's so cool. Be very interested to see what the engine for No Man's Sky can like dream up. If there's any procedurally generated stuff, whether that's animals or missions or like landscapes and stuff, and how that works.
I do think purely based on this footage, this is very likely to be maybe too similar to No Man's Sky, because a lot of the animations on the individual characters, the building animations here, the animations on things flying, like the environmental effects. This is not a bad thing to me.
Mr. Hundreds of hours in No Man's Sky.
This is not a bad thing for me. I will be there day one. However, I think for some people, if they're like, I didn't like No Man's Sky, but I like fantasy settings, so I'll try this.
Yeah, so what I was literally thinking is like, while we're waiting for Elder Scrolls, I can imagine people being like, oh, while I'm waiting, this looks good. And then they go, oh, where's the story? Or where's the deep, crunchy, like, vampire, hidden blood cult? And it'll be like, no, that's you make your own story. And they'll go, what?
That's it. I think fantasy games in general, Elder Scrolls, great example, Baldur's Gate 3, they're very story heavy, they're very lore heavy, they're very... you've got things like you can turn into a vampire, you can do... I can't see those kinds of things being in here.
No.
Especially because it's so focused on their procedural generation systems that they've refined over like over a decade of this time. So I think a lot of
put it on your wish
fans,
list, but be wary that this might not be the fantasy game that you want it to be or think it will be. It will be more like No Man's Sky than it will be Skyrim.
Yeah, for sure. And you can guarantee that it'll shadow drop, and then Bethesda will shadow drop Elder Scrolls 6 a week later.
Oh my god, that would be such a flex.
It would be typical for Hello Games and their luck. that they spend years making this.
Love you, Hello Games. So from Light No Fire to my pick for the most wishlisted upcoming games on Steam, it is Slay the Spire 2. So we now kind of consider like deck builders like a standard genre, but that really wasn't the case. It was Slay the Spire 1 that came out in 2017. Oh, my old cracky bones.
That was only a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Yeah. But it's down to Slay...
I started university in 2017. That wasn't that long ago.
It was down to Slay the Spire that deck builders became a thing. We're just so used to them now, but it really wasn't a thing. It's like,
when you thought deck builders pre-Slay the Spire, it was like Hearthstone.
Yeah.
It was kind of like multiplayer focused, essentially tabletop card games in video game form.
Yeah, and it was like PvP.
This very much changed the landscape of what a card game could be.
So understandably, Wishlists are very high. So Slay the Spire 2 sees players return to Malevolent in the Living Tower. It's set 1,000 years after the first game. So there'll be characters that you recognize, the merchants there. Apparently one of the most interesting details that people have noticed is that the merchant would sell you stuff, but in the first game on his rug it would say not for sale. Like everything on the rug is for sale, but the rug isn't for sale. They've seen stuff in the gameplay trailers that points that the note's gone. And so people think that you can now buy the rug off them. That's the thing that people are most excited. So you might be able to buy a rug. Once again, you fight through procedurally generated map of monsters using a deck of cards. Returning is the Merchant, as I mentioned. Ironclad and the Silent are all coming back. Ones that we've seen, at least so far. There's also new classes like the Necrobinder, which isn't a weird thing from Staples. So some of the gameplay tweaks that developers have told us about is afflictions. They allow enemies to afflict your cards with negative effects. So you can have a bunch of great cards in your hand, and then the enemies can actually affect the cards in your hand. So one type of affliction, as an example, makes it so that you lose 1 energy every time you play that card, which can be a right pain in the ass if you want to play that card. Quests, when you first pick up a quest card, it's unplayable card that clogs up your deck, kind of like a curse and status cards. But you can get rid of the quest card, but you don't want to get rid of the quest card because once you fulfill a particular quest or a task on the card, you get a reward. So it's that balancing of like, oh, I don't have as many cards in my hand, but if I do what it says on the card, again, it's going to be harder, you get a better reward, I'm sure. So you'll be judging that like, oh, that's quite an easy one. I'll kill 3 enemies in a row at one time or something. It's worth keeping on to. There's also enchantments, which are new ways to modify your deck. Each one has a kind of monkey's paw deal with enchantments. So lots of little tweaks and stuff. So they're clearly relying on the same formula. It looks the same, just with a nice, like, different shade of paint.
It's more.
Nice coat. Yes. Same but different, but more. Release date early access is in March 2026. So really, really soon. Again, it's in early access. So it's not coming out. But if you pre-order it or buy it, you can get early access. Slay the Spire 1 was in early access for over a year.
It sure was.
So this might be in early access for a while. So if you want to play the game and you were a fan of the first one, you really like deck builders, you could get quite a lot of play out of this before it even comes out.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and so, yeah, early access March 2026, and then it's probably going to go on to consoles when the full release happens.
Yeah.
Which is what happened with Slay the Spire. Price at the moment, don't know. But yeah.
Lots of exciting games.
Lots of exciting games. Those are some of just the ones that we've picked from. We've only picked 6 from the upcoming Steam wishlist. There are so many more amazing games. So,
and we didn't even include the hardware.
We'll do another video on the hardware. If you want us to do another video on more upcoming Steam games, let us know down in the comments below. But hopefully you've enjoyed this. Hopefully it's told you about some upcoming games that you either didn't know about or just let you know about things like Unrecord, where you go, whatever happened to that game? They are still hopefully coming out. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
And let us know which one you were most excited about. But yeah, hopefully this helped you. And if not, see you on the next one. Bye-bye.